Back in the day, like, you had a village, and it took the whole village to raise your kid, and we don't have that anymore. Like, even now, like, my mom they moved to be closer to us, but they still work full time, and they're tired, and they're not here to, raise more kids. But even, a few hours help.
Welcome to Women and Work, the show where we focus on our unique challenges, whether we're climbing the corporate ladder, growing our own business, or navigating the complex juggle of career and kids. I'm Diane Moca, founder and CEO of the childcare app MomSub, like a substitute mom. Today we meet one of many women making work fit her life. The interview was done in the past, but the insights are just as relevant today.
My name's Krystina. I've been married for three years. I have two daughters, a 2.5, almost 3-year-old, and then a 5-month-old. And I work part-time.
What do you think's been the toughest challenge for you as a mom? Something that you didn't expect, or just really kind of knocked you to your knees and you thought, I don't know how I'm going to deal with this.
So our oldest daughter, she's got some sensory needs. So it's just she's in some therapies and stuff just to help her. So I guess part of what they've always talked about is and it sounds horrible to say it, but it's not what I expected it to be. It's very hard. It's taxing on her and dad and me, and also why she doesn't really spend the night with grandparents, because she has to be very routine and stuff. So I think that's probably my hardest part. And then she is so attached. Thankfully, we've gotten much better, but there was a point when it was only me, and I was like, ugh. So I think that's the hardest part of motherhood. I think for me right now is just getting her needs met, and then ugh, not crying. Yeah, it's been hard.
That was that time that you said, that period of time you spent where you never got a break. You didn't go on a trip overnight.
Yep.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, that's real. It's something so many of us go through, but we don't often talk about.
Yeah.
Because my daughter was the super high achiever, and in high school, she all of a sudden things changed, and I didn't know what to do, and I took her to a hospital. Actually, she just couldn't get out of bed for a few days, and they diagnosed her with depression. And so that was 2 years ago, and dealing with mental health diagnoses like that, just like you said, it changes your whole idea, especially after your child's already been this certain way. And then all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, and it's a process. And so many go through it.
Well, I just had my second kid, and the day I had her was the first day I was ever away from my other daughter, ever.
And how old was she?
2.5. I've never spent a night away
from a day. Okay.
Yep. I never went away for a weekend or had a girl's nothing. So I'm I need a break.
Yes.
I need help. I can't do it all. And I can't do much even when I have them. So, or when I do have help. So I'm always ways to, meet other moms.
Yeah. And you work.
Yeah. So we're both working from home right now because of COVID. So I work 3 days a week. But I work 10-hour days so that I'm still considered full time. So I work Monday to Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday I stay at home with the kids all day.
That's nice.
And then my mother-in-law also stays. She'll come Sunday night and she'll stay with us until Wednesday, and then just to help with the kids. And then she goes home on Wednesdays.
Wow, that's awesome. So you're working from home, but she's there with the kids while you're working.
Yeah, so me and my husband have this is our office in our bedroom. So we kind of lock the door, and she stays downstairs with the kids. I'm pumping, so I go and take milk downstairs, but that's about it. We try and let them do their own thing, and we do our own thing and try not to mix if we can, just because my husband's on calls a lot and I'm focusing, so it's best to leave them downstairs with grandma if we can.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a pricing analyst, so I stare at spreadsheets all day.
Okay. So you got to concentrate.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the hard part, is it's just like focusing on numbers and spreadsheets. So
hmm
yeah.
And so she's there the whole couple days.
Yeah.
So even to help with bedtime and all that stuff.
Yeah. So she doesn't do like, she doesn't really like to take them anywhere, even prior to COVID, which I get. She's not comfortable driving them, which I get. So our oldest, she goes to preschool twice a week, but only for like 2 hours. So thankfully it's like around the corner. So she usually we'll take her
Mhm.
and pick her up, but grandma will stay with the baby or something. So I mean, she does other things. Like I don't really cook too much, so she will handle dinner or help my husband do dinner and like do dishes and stuff, but we'll do like the major cleaning and all that. So
Wow.
definitely a big help, and especially with COVID, we couldn't have done it without her. So
Yeah, I've heard from so many parents that they're just going crazy because they're trying to work from home and help their kids with remote learning. Your kids aren't in school yet, so thankfully they don't have to log on to like a remote learning session or anything, and not having any help.
Yep.
So do you pay her, or is she doing that because it's family?
both. I mean, we pay her a little bit,
Right.
but yeah, no,
Not what you would have if you had a nanny there. Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
nowhere near that.
And the comfort level, I know for many years of my kids' lives, I just wasn't comfortable leaving them alone with anyone unless it was family. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my parents were kind of the same way. Like they didn't let anybody except for like some aunts take care of me. So I kind of had that always in the back of my head. Plus, like today, people are crazy, so got to be
Yeah.
careful.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, I need help. I can't do it all, and I mean, I can't do much even when I have them. So, or when I do have help. So I'm always like ways to meet other moms, and like I've actually been thinking about this whole thing you like created. Like
Uh-huh.
I'm like, we should do this. This makes so much sense. And then I saw your thing. I'm like, babe, this lady has what I've been talking about. Like the only part like why I haven't really signed up yet is just because of COVID. Like my husband's very like COVID. I get it, and I get it. We've had scares already, so I mean, I get
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I totally understand, but I'm also like, it would be so nice to like meet other people, plus like take my kids for a little bit so I can go grocery shopping or
Exactly. Just that break, even if it's an hour or two, especially if it's somebody around the corner.
Yeah.
And I came up with this idea when my kids were older, actually, because we moved further away from their high school and they were allowed to stay in the school, even though we went into a new boundary because they had already been there, but they were no longer on the bus route. So we had to take them. And they were super involved in a lot of activities, probably too many activities. So there were days most days I was going back and forth and on the road like 2 hours plus every day, just driving them, which was,
that sounds fun.
yeah. And then you're sitting in a line of cars going, well, wait, okay, we need to coordinate carpool. So I did. I would literally get out of the car and walk up to the other parents' cars and say, hey, what's your kid here for? And let's, coordinate it. But you'd have somebody that, okay, that parent's going to pick up on Wednesday. And then all of a sudden you get the text, oh, my kid's sick today. Sorry. I can't do the carpool. I don't want to get other kids sick, And so then you're scrambling. I felt like it was always an endless string of emails, texts, and calls, to kind of keep that going. And you feel like, you're burdening them, like, well, gee, everyone else seems okay with this, but I'm not, and because I'm trying to run a couple, businesses. I had been self-employed for a lot of years. And, anytime I'm away, I feel like I'm losing money, and then I'm missing, client calls or, customers are trying to reach me and, I'm on the road. And so it was challenging. And I thought, there must be a way to know if somebody else is going to the same place and just coordinate. Like I wouldn't have to bother them. They'd be like, yeah, I'm going there anyways, and I'm coming back to your neighborhood, but maybe I don't even know them because, their kids in a different activity, but it happens to get out at the same time. So that's what I kind of thought of this idea. And I'm like, and I know people struggle with, paying for childcare, and I know people struggle with taking a break. I had years where I would have literally had a mental breakdown if I had not had some family to help me take a break. And we couldn't afford childcare or even a babysitter. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Well, like I just had my second kid 5 months ago in October, and the day I had her was the first day I was ever away from my other daughter, like ever.
and
Yeah.
how old was she?
2.5.
So you had never had a single break, not even for an hour.
I mean, that, yes, but I'm just saying, like, I've never like spent a night away
A
from
day. Okay. Yep.
like I never went away for a weekend or had a girls, like nothing. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I need a break. I need a break.
Yes.
Like, yeah, my mother-in-law's here or my mom's here, but like they've never spent the night at grandma's house or anything.
And if you found this conversation helpful, inspiring, or just refreshing for shining a light on the messy parts of life, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a friend. If you want to invest in a solution to the childcare crisis, you can reach out to me at diane@momsub.com about the MomSub Equity Crowdfunding Campaign, or connect with MomSub on LinkedIn or other social media platforms. That's MomSub, like a substitute mom. Remember, your career, your choices, and your success are yours to define. Keep pushing boundaries and spreading your love and encouragement to other women who need it.